Hello,
Hi,
and welcome to our podcast called,
Fame Within a Frame Explained. I'm one of your hosts, Tay,
and I'm your other host, Shay.
and today we have a special guest with us. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Hey, my name is Baylie. I am a video editor slash creative slash whatever you call me. Been in the creative sphere for like the majority of my life, and I like films.
Nice.
Nice.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you two doing today?
Good. Just tired.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say has been your proudest moment of editing and I guess your career so far?
See, the thing is, I was literally trying to think of like one specific moment because it's kind of hard at my current level or my current stage to think of a really proud moment. I'd say one recent moment I'm proud of was an edit I did at work, specifically over a couple of weeks. It was like a mock TV sort of style program that we was doing, and
Okay.
I find that the most proudest for myself because of the amount of like segments that was included in the edit and the amount of different styles that each video required. So most required like blue screening, some were just simple vox pop videos, like intro outro segments. And I find that to be at the moment my most proudest because of the fact that I've put in literal hours into the edit. And yeah, there's been several others where like doing like certain edits over like film workshop weekend sort of couple week projects where it then gets put into festivals or put into screenings at the end of the project. And I wouldn't exactly say that they would be my proudest because most of them I did in my early years, but like I think my I'm more proud of my work nowadays because I'm more experienced in my work and I actually try and put in as much effort into editing as possible nowadays than I used to back when I was like 16.
Yeah.
Would you go back and like re-edit your past stuff?
In terms of I probably if I had the time or if I had like the actual motivational drive to go back, I probably would. But an issue with most of those videos is I don't have the original footage.
Oh, shame.
Oh,
That's something that I've learned like in my 20s is to actually keep all of my files
Yeah.
in case I need to go back and do like one or two edits, which makes showreel editing really horrible because it means I have to use the actual video I made for the showreel rather than the original footage.
Damn. Next question.
So I guess just onto that, what would you say, or is there anything you wish you could have changed or done differently about, I guess, not just your proudest moment, just a moment in your career?
Personally, no, I'm kind of happy at my current moment with how I got into editing and how I got into sort of film and content creation, I guess, because it's all been like a personal journey, not just with my technical experience, but also with my uh social connections and being able to like communicate with other people. And I feel like if I had changed one thing or like if I had not made YouTube videos at the beginning, then I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm assuming that you have probably experienced like a similar thing where it's like, oh, I want to make cool YouTube videos like
Yeah.
years ago. And
Yeah.
then that led to a spark and actually wanted to be in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard from Taylor she wanted to make YouTube videos before. I've heard like a few stories about that. I think
Yeah.
especially yeah, when I was younger, I think yeah, seeing a lot of YouTube videos, I was like, I can do this. Like, especially with my little brother, I have conversations with him and he's like, oh, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? And I think I've had tried it before, but it's just never worked out. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if
definitely.
it's necessarily like YouTube videos, but I remember having like going around friends and we'd all go on like iMovie and stuff like that.
Oh
I
yeah, I
was like, "Oh,
forgot
this
about
is so
Yeah.
that.
cool. Let's do this more." And then it's like I want to share it with people, and
Yeah.
then we do it and we want to post it on YouTube or something like that. And
Mm.
Yeah.
then, but I'm like, yeah, I guess that is kind of how it started as well. It's just little iMovies and just making like little trailers or
Oh
mini
yeah.
movies and stuff like that.
My so I predate iMovie. My first experience of editing was on Windows Movie Maker.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. It was
okay.
really like if you think about like Premiere and like all of those softwares nowadays when you edit and you look back at Movie Maker and you think, God, how simple is this? Especially at the time. It was like it was simpler than making videos in PowerPoint
Really?
and like void of features. Yeah.
Oh
The most I
wow.
would do, I would only just do stop motion animations and then at the beginning and end would just have scrolling text and then that would be it.
See, so I remember when it came to the credits and it's like tells you to fill it in and be like who did what role and all of that. And obviously if you just do it by yourself or even if you do it with two other people, the
Mm.
credits are like really small. So I would come up with people's names to fill it
Oh my
in.
god.
Yeah.
What was one of the names if you can remember? No, you can't remember.
No.
It was such
No.
a long pause. I was just like, is she still there?
Is she
Yeah.
thinking?
I'm thinking like I
Is
can
she
tell
trying
you
to
what one of them was about.
Oh
But
gosh. Oh
yeah, let's
damn.
just move on. That was a weird time because we would be like, let's do makeup, let's get into real good costumes. And obviously, costumes are just stuff that you have lying in the house. You might
Damn.
wear a bin bag or something.
A bin bag?
You never know. It could be a story about a bin or
Okay.
a bad fairy godmother. I have no
Okay.
idea.
All right.
what?
I'm back fairy godmother. Okay. Anyway, moving on. How did you find the work experience that you've been a part of that helped you
What in terms of like over the cup like over my entire career or in terms of just like recently?
recently?
Um like how recently?
I don't know, however recent you want to talk about it.
uh so work experience or just
Work
work?
experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um so I've had a recent endeavor with trying to uh seek not seek employment but try and get my foot in the door with ITV
Mm.
daytime at the
Mhm.
moment,
Oh, okay.
which
Yeah.
is something that was recommended to me through my boss at work, who managed to talk to the head of ITV daytime and got us on like a Zoom call. Well, actually, it was a Google Meet call. Correction.
Oh,
And then
damn.
got us in to like tour the building, to shadow the edit team, and
Yeah.
then that was like I was super nervous about that day because I wanted to make
Mm.
the best sort of impression with
Yeah.
the people at the studio and the people who could potentially hire me and like give them the impression of, oh, I am actually really interested in video editing and actually interested in what they do. And believe me, I am very interested in what they do. It looks all exciting in my weird
No, it doesn't.
technological
It doesn't
brain.
actually. I'm joking, sorry.
But what was it? It was less less so work experience because it's not it was just shadowing. We wasn't doing
Mm.
any. But surprisingly, they contacted us, or we contacted them in
Yeah.
terms of coming back, and then we was able to see the traffic team, the department where footage like comes in, or they process footage for the editors to then um use for their edits, which is like really cool,
Mm.
given that they it doesn't seem like they do a lot, or it seems like they would do a lot, but they
Mhm.
actually probably do less. And I don't know what the words I'm trying to use, but it like there was a lot of technical behind it, and it
Yeah.
looked so simple once they actually fully described everything, and it was just like
Mm.
it removed like a curtain from you know how you have like perceptions of what something will be like, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just like
Mm.
this. It was like that basically. And
Were you still amazed by it, or were you like not let down, but the expectation was higher, or
Low or something.
I mean, I tried to keep my expectations to like a minimum, because throughout this entire shadowing process, they've not exactly promised any forms of employment. They've just said, oh, it's there's a possibility, or like there's
Well,
people
mm.
get in through you know, shadowing or through these sorts of like experiences.
Mm.
yeah,
And
okay.
I my expectations, I kind of just want to keep them at a very minimal, because it's like either I get a job there or I don't get a job there.
Mhm.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
moment, in terms of current events with them, I've got another shadow experience in like a couple weeks time,
Mm.
but
Ooh, okay.
it's a nighttime shadow from like 10 in the evening to 10 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Damn.
as the way that they described it was is that it's probably going to show more so how editing works, or the edit departments work during the nighttime shifts, which are getting edits ready for like the morning, for like Good Morning Britain this morning, all of the daytime programs. I think it's mainly for Good Morning Britain,
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever done like
because it's
a night shadow experience or shadow?
no,
Oh,
I have barely stayed up like past 4 in the morning,
Oh
let
god.
alone stay awake for 24 hours.
Oh god.
well, you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do
I gotta
it.
have like so much caffeine in me just to stay awake.
Yeah.
Jeez. Moving on. How did you find going to university and studying film and editing?
Oh, I loved university. As much as
Yeah.
like I
Damn.
as much as I would like meme on some of the aspects of the teachings, or some of the you know, the
Yeah.
faults that uni had, for example, the pandemic.
Oh,
Um
Yeah.
that
uh
was not
I
fun.
I found uni was like a moment in my life that I really needed. My
Mm.
one goal with uni wasn't to expand on my technical knowledge, because I had probably gotten a lot of that through work. My one goal was to just socialize, and to actually expand in my social capacities and be able to talk to people, because I
Mm.
felt like I didn't get a lot of fun, not a lot of fun, but like I felt like I was always stressed and anxious when I was in like secondary school and sixth form. So
Mm.
I always my one goal with uni was to just make friends and make a good first impression.
And would you say that happened?
Oh yeah, I've made friends for life now.
Well, that's
Oh,
Like
lovely.
yay.
I've still got a friend group that we still try to hang out like as regularly as possible between
Well, that's great.
like work and such. Um
Yeah.
It's okay
uh
if you want to swear here. It's not, you don't have to censor
Yeah, no,
yourself.
we heard it. It's okay.
I mean, I tried to do that the other day. It wasn't going well.
but yeah, no, but like uni I think was also like really good in terms of giving me some more realistic expectations for like the industry, and like what certain TV standards are in terms of practices, because I went in with like a very amateur slash like intermediate level of editing, and I feel like I came out still
Mm.
somewhat intermediate, but at least now I have a degree.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh.
Or no, I don't think I came out as intermediate. I feel like I came out with more experience and more knowledge of where I'd go wrong with edits.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say to those who may be not thinking to go to uni? Do you think it's still useful to
I
go to
think
uni?
I think if you want to go to uni, then I'd say go for it. Like
Mm,
there's no in the film industry, like I get told this so many times from people in uh talks and that there's no pressure to go to university because the film industry is there's so many ways of getting in
yeah.
that it's not about what the best way is for you. It's more so what is the most comfortablest for you, or like what you find would be the best for yourself,
Mm,
is how I
Yeah.
see it. I found the uni was what I wanted to do because I find academics and structure like important to myself.
yeah.
But if you want to go, if you come out of college and you want to go down freelance route, you can do that. If you want to do apprenticeships, work experience, if you just want to just try and start looking for a job, go right for it.
Mm, that's good. Well, as I'm not going uni, that's what I'll do. Next question. Taylor.
um, for the next question, how would how does it feel to be a part of MTR and where you are and how has it helped you grow and all of that?
It's really funny because like the other day I was just thinking about how long that I've been at Mouth That Roars.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that I think I've been there now, like this year September or like this year summer, I would have been there for now a good 7 years. Most
Oh
of that not in a work
wow.
Oh
capacity.
my
Well, actually, no,
god.
most of that in a work capacity. A couple years not in a work capacity. Um, but I think it feels really good,
Mhm.
working at Mouth That Roars just because of the personal journeys that everyone goes through with themselves,
Mm.
and like seeing that in everyone, and also just like making really cool short films and
Mm.
Yeah.
infomercials and whatever the
Yeah.
hell
Yeah.
sort of media is like really cool, and it's like a really cool place to just like make stuff every week. And
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
you can just you be surprised when you don't actually make something. You watch a film and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I just sit here for a couple hours, watch a film, and then just like go home.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Oh,
But
wait, can you explain to the viewers what Mouth That Roars is?
yeah, so Mouth That Roars is a youth media organization based in Hackney,
Mhm.
which main goal is to uh educate young people in film and TV
Mhm.
through practical means. Like, there's no like we do quizzes in that, or we do like a bit of understanding of what film is. But
Yeah.
that's not important. You don't need to have any sort of experience in film whatsoever to come.
Yeah.
If you come to a workshop, you can get straight into filmmaking. We make short films every so often
Yeah.
on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays we have an inclusive group for those who are of special educational needs.
Mhm.
And Wednesdays are more designed for like to be like technical or like specific workshops, and then Saturdays are just Saturdays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. And how has MTR helped you be like decide on being a part of the film industry?
I think it's definitely being at MTR, like before going to MTR, I'd say that I was a very sort of jack of all trades sort of person mindset, where
Mm.
like I would want to do literally everything, where I'd want to do
Yeah.
camera, I'd want to do sound, I want to do acting, directing, editing sort of thing. And granted, in my earlier years of being there, I still had that mindset of I can do everything. But nowadays, from working and sort of like doing technical assisting with everyone, I like I like the technical side of things more so
Mhm.
than the creative side, more so than sometimes acting, but I do love acting so much.
Mm.
But I think I came to the decision in my head that I would my talents are best suited in more so in editing than in camera work, because I think in camera work there's just so much on the spot decisions you have to make, whereas with editing you have like time to process your ideas, you have like the ability to change whatever has been made.
Mm.
I think there's probably more flexibility with editing than there is with camera work, so that's probably why I have shifted myself into wanting to be in post-production more so than in like production nowadays.
Mm.
Have you always wanted to do editing, or is it like a new thing, or did you know it before uni, or?
No, I've been making films since I was like 10. So
Damn.
and I like my experience in editing has sort of like grown exponentially since working on Windows Movie Maker. So I think editing has always been my sort of calling, or one of my callings, I guess. But
Yeah.
that's not to say that there's like other things I want to do. I'm assuming you want to go into the one thing, but you still want to do another thing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we talked about on our introduction episode about like the other roles and then kind of going into the industry with just not having one set role in mind and trying out
Yeah.
other things. Because you never know, there could be like a role that you never even thought about and want to do instead, you know?
Yeah.
So I always want to go in open-minded to anything. So yeah.
Yeah, I think like to be fair, the first time I came to MTR, I think we actually watched a short film and you were the actor in it.
Oh
And I
yeah.
That would be
didn't
right.
know you. And I just saw you, and no, I just saw this kid wearing sunglasses and thinking, this is so cool. And I was like, what is this about? Because I think we were watching Roger Rabbit, and then Denise was like, let's watch other short films that other young people have made. And yours came up and I went, this looks so cool. And then I always remembered that.
What was that? I'm trying to think short films I've been in where I've worn sunglasses.
Damn.
You wearing sunglasses, and I'm not sure if it was like a music video because your head kind of pops in and out, or you were like
Oh
spying
gosh.
on someone,
My head pops in
I
and
was in and
out.
out. Damn.
like
Oh,
around corners or something.
I don't know.
I actually don't know what film that is. I have to think. I've got all of my like original MTR DVDs, because like back in pre-COVID, we would always give out DVDs of the short films.
Yeah.
So I'd have to probably go through all of them and try and figure out what it is.
Bro.
I actually
Yeah, to be
can't
fair,
think
it
what
was
that
on.
is. Oh my god.
Well,
Damn.
sunglasses. You might have been wearing a hat. I don't think you were though.
Damn. Yeah.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's gonna bug me all day now, Taylor.
Bruh.
You're welcome. I'll see if I can remember any more of it, and I'll let you know.
Damn. What's the next question? Sorry. That's so
No, it's okay. So, the next one is basically, have you always wanted to be part of the film industry, or did it
I feel
ever
like
waver a little bit?
yeah, you might have answered this question already.
Yeah. But like specifically though, I have always sort of like loved watching films and TV, and I guess more so wanting to be in the industry has come from my desire of wanting to be like really good at YouTube videos or like a popular YouTube content creator. And I feel like that direction isn't really like the direction that works for myself in the long run, because I guess I think where I've tried doing everything on my own for like, I don't know, 10, 12 years, it's and it's like the ideas that I have don't exactly mesh correctly with social media, especially nowadays with where videos like TikTok videos and Instagram reels, you have to like produce at a faster pace or a faster rate to everything. And I feel like I'm good at like making videos that take time or like put a bit more effort than just like a couple cuts or like a bit of like music put in the background or like a snazzy transition. Not to any disrespect to people who actually, you know, get famous on TikTok and Instagram through those methods. Like, I respect you for the grinds, but it's just I am not good at that grind.
Yeah. So, the next question, do you have a film that shaped you, like shaped your desire of being a part of the film industry? And when we, ugh, that question was read out so weirdly. Do you have a film when you were younger that like helped you, like helps your desire to get into the film industry?
Star Wars.
Okay.
Every time,
Oh
be like,
gosh. Sorry,
no.
no hate to Star
I
Wars.
love that though.
So okay, you. So to everyone who's not aware, I talk about Star Wars all the time at work, or like I
Oh.
talk about how it's just like the one film I love to pieces, but specifically because it's one of the films that I remember growing up that I had specifically the DVDs of and just being so fascinated by like every time I'd watch it, it would just be an amazing joyride every time. And then like every time new films come out or new TV series has recently come out through Disney Plus, I'd be like, oh my God, I need to watch this now, sort of thing. But over the years, it's definitely evolved from fascination of the film into
Mm,
fascination of the craft of the film, because it's just so
yeah,
amazing to just listen to and watch all of the behind the scenes media about the productions of all of the materials and media of Star Wars. And I think if there was like there's been other films that I've watched growing up, like comedy films,
yeah,
what's it, like Dodgeball, definitely like films that have definitely like dated based off the humor and the time period. But I
yeah,
think what's it, Star Wars is definitely one sort of franchise, or like even just the original Star Wars: A New Hope. It's just one film or one film franchise that I think for myself is one that you can't really age for me. It's just like continuous.
mm.
And I think that's definitely
I mean,
influenced
yeah, it's
my
definitely continuous because it's still going.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's it. Other than I love Star Wars,
Yeah,
Mandalorian season 3, Andor 2 at some point, or whenever at all of the animations.
yeah.
Give me a lightsaber and I'll hit someone with it. I'm joking.
Oh my God. Okay. Next question, Taylor.
Okay, so do you ever watch a film or a specific scene or Star Wars and be like,
Yeah,
that editing was completely shocking?
yeah.
Okay, so funnily enough, when I was thinking of this question before, I actually didn't have films in mind. I would actually, when I think about not bad editing, but like noticeable editing mistakes, I would think about like soap operas, because
Mm.
I watch Hollyoaks frequently.
Oh
Um
damn.
and what's it? Because of when you watch a program every week or every day sort of thing, you sort of pick up on story beats and editing beats.
Yeah.
And you definitely notice when something looks wrong or something is definitely has been filmed wrong. There was a recent episode where there was a character who was pouring themselves, no, they was drinking from a bottle of wine, but then they didn't have a glass in their hand. And then
Oh,
the next shot, they're walking around a countertop and they have a full glass of wine. And the person that they're talking to also has a full glass of wine. It is stupid. But it's like
bruh.
it's those sort of things I sometimes pick up on more so with regular sort of weekly programming rather than films. I think about it with films, but less so,
Mm.
because I think I switch off most of the time nowadays.
Okay. Um, do you wait, what's my question? Sorry, this is really bad.
That's
Can you
okay. You're doing well.
can you describe a moment where you experienced a technical challenge? Yeah. Have you?
I think most of the time, well, not most. Okay, so most work edits are quite simple because they are just like point and shoot edits. I
Yeah.
would definitely say the most recent the example I gave at the beginning of the TV esque sort of program, that, oh my god, that was so annoying. Not for like specific reasons, but I mean, it was for specific reasons. It was annoying because we used a blue screen for 3 films or 3 segments in that project.
Yeah.
But one of them was more annoying because we used a multicam setup for it.
Yeah.
So I edited it naturally without doing any keying, without I did it without keying as I was assembling the edit. And then when it came to putting in the background, God, it was such a nightmare. Especially for some
Mm-mm.
reason, that one segment, for some reason, the color key just wasn't fully aligning right in the editing software. And there was like other things on the table that were
Yeah.
also the same color as the background.
Oh, damn.
So like the bagel wrapper kept coming in and out, and that was
Oh,
like
jeez.
annoying.
The people
The the butter box, that as well.
I
So I
feel
had to
like I
try and,
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, I had to try and find workarounds with doing like a separate video, like a separate shot
Mm,
of that same clip, like
yeah.
underneath, that had like a mask of just the table, so that then the key didn't have to mess around with it.
Damn.
It was that was like, I think, my currently most technical project. I've done projects in the past where it's just been annoying technically because either it's for uni and it has to be like certain requirements, or that I'm doing it for a client and they sort of want like specificness, and like I'm only making the edit based off of what they've said, and then they ask for redos. But that one TV mock program has been, for me, one of the most technically demanding edits I've done in recent history.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm happy that you were able to overcome that challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Uh,
looks good to like a certain standard. I don't like
That's
it
the main
fully.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. But it looks okay.
Mm.
Well, that's good.
It's
Yeah.
passable.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your editing skills have improved?
Oh,
And
massively.
in what, like, is there a specific software you once used that has now changed?
Yeah. Are you like
Uh,
a what
Sorry.
editing software do you use anyway?
So when I'm at work, we use or I myself specifically use Final Cut Pro X, because
Mm.
that's the software we use for transferring footage off of the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, it's easier than just putting on the computer because it does it in a simple way. But when I'm at home, because I work off of PCs, I work on Adobe Premiere. For graphics, I work on After Effects.
Yeah.
I sometimes use DaVinci Resolve because I have a license key for it, but I don't exactly use it fully because I don't do color grading.
You don't do color grading?
Or not as in like, I don't do like specific color grading of high level degree, rather than just doing base primary grades stuff,
Oh, okay. Cool.
which I would do in like Premiere or in Final Cut.
All right.
Most of the stuff I do at work is done on Final Cut because it's just where the footage is, and most of the edits are really quick to do. But if I
Yeah.
have to do a graphic, I'll always do it in After Effects because of just, it's smoother to do it in there than it is in Final Cut for some reason.
Mm.
Premiere is just Premiere. Premiere is actually like one of the more intuitive ones to use, actually, when you're sort of working on your own, or like it's easy to use because of just how the software looks and is designed, which is, I think, it works in its favor.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what do you do any editing, and what do you use work on?
Well, for school, I normally use like Premiere Pro because that's what they have on the Mac.
Yeah.
I don't use anything else because that's all I know. Or I'll use After Effects for like graphics, but I think I need a couple more years working with like making graphics and stuff, because I remember a project that I did. I think it was last year, where it was like those music videos with those the lyric things. I don't even know how to describe the edit, but they have like big text like popping up, or like PNGs coming up on the screen. Those like rap music
Yeah,
videos.
like
I think it's like
lyric
drill.
videos.
Yeah. And we had to do that for one of those, like one of my projects that I recently, not recently, last year. And it was really hard because it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, this is my first time editing. Like, how the hell am I supposed to do all of that stuff? Like, I get there's like videos now, and it's like so much easier to just find a video and you can like do it yourself. But it's like, okay, now I'm gonna need to have more time. And I'm just getting used to working on Premiere Pro. And I've like over the past projects, I'm liking editing. Like, I don't have a problem with editing. I'm still working on it, but yeah, I hate using After Effects. I hate using it. And it's not because it's a bad software. It's just that I don't know how to use it. So yeah.
It is very like technically demanding, especially when
Yeah.
like you're doing something that is graphic based and you're working
Yeah.
in like full resolution, which is like a no. You should be working in like half or quarter res, because the After Effects processes everything whilst you're doing it, so it's very technically demanding.
Yeah. Not for me. I'll stick on
No.
Premiere Pro. Let me get used to all the technical stuff from Premiere Pro, and then I'm used to After Effects. But yeah.
I can't do
Taylor?
either.
Oh, Sham.
Like no, because I no, because I went somewhere and we used DaVinci Resolve, and this guy was teaching us how to do it, and I went, you know what, it was kind of cool. So I got it on my laptop, and then because I basically asked to have Adobe for like a Christmas present, so I got it for the whole year just to
Mm.
try it out and all the different stuff. And I was so confused. I watched as many YouTube videos as I can. I was like, you know, it's not for me. I
You
was
was
like,
confused
absolutely
with
not.
Premiere?
Yes, don't judge me.
No, honestly, I understand it, because I was confused with it the first time I used it, because I had no clue what I was doing. Especially,
I
it's so
can't do it.
annoying.
I can't.
I was so annoyed because my school just threw me on doing it, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, especially if you have no experience with the software. And then you have to do like, and the worst thing is because we had to do a whole film with moving pictures, and they were asking us to like move the picture a bit in a set, like a weird graphic look. And I'm telling you, how are you expecting me to know how to do that? I'm so sorry, but Premiere Pro was kind of difficult, and After Effects. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking about it now.
No, it's just so confusing, and I think I don't know, it just didn't stick with me. But then I got DaVinci Resolve. It's like, you know what? Yeah, this is for me. I got that. I understood that. And then for school, we had to make like a short film. I edited the whole film on that. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with this. Like, if I had to do that on Premiere Pro, I think I'd cry. I would actually cry.
I
It
don't I
doesn't
don't
go
really I
anywhere.
don't like I could burst the bubble for you about Da Vinci, but I don't really want to.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Well, I know, burst
no,
her bubble. Burst her bubble,
yeah,
please.
Okay,
burst it.
okay, um so the edit page window for Da Vinci, or just like Da Vinci itself in its edit form, is literally just Premiere, but just with a nicer, cleaner looking UI.
Yeah,
Literally, it is just Premiere,
it is.
but
It
for
really
free.
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is
when you
also
say you
that. It
can't
is
use
also
Premiere,
free.
I'm like, how if you could use
How?
DaVinci, then how can you not use Premiere? It's the same
Same
thing.
thing. It
I
is.
don't think
The only
so.
difference is that it has like the color grading segments, the sound areas, like, but even then, Premiere has those as well.
It does. It really does, though. I don't know. I don't know how was it hard for you? I'm confused. What was the part that was like confusing?
I don't know actually.
You don't know what was confusing, so why
It's
did you?
just if you put it in front of me right now and told me to edit a piece of work, and if you told me to edit something from DaVinci, I think it would just I don't know. I just understand it a little bit
I
more.
think this is a lesson in user interface, clearly.
I think you need to give Premiere Pro another try.
I
Yeah.
don't think I do.
If
No,
you
I
really want
tried
to,
it
if
and
you
it's
really,
okay.
really want to go out there, use Avids.
Bruh.
I know. I've heard people talk about that. Is that good though? Like,
Okay,
does it
so
make sense?
So I have to. So this is like important for me to say because Avid is officially in TV production and in like certain film regards is industry standard in terms of editing softwares. So if you do want to get into a level of post production, you have to somewhat know a bit of Avid. I only know bits and pieces of it. I don't really edit on it. It the old version looks horrible. The newer
Mm.
version looks more in line of what Premiere is, kind of with what's it, the dark sort of screen look. But it is there's a stronger learning curve with Avid
Yeah.
than there is with learning Premiere or DaVinci because of the
Oh,
fact that
okay.
it's very much more technical software
Mm.
than Premiere and Avid and the Premiere and DaVinci.
Oh. Okay.
But if you really want to learn something that technical and you want to like have like a really strong footing in the door, then definitely learn Avid. Although saying that
Yeah.
you don't need to know Avid to get into most companies, because companies, one of my best friends, she works in a production company in Southwark, and they don't use Avid. They use they use Premiere as their primary editing software. So
Mm.
it does depend on like the company basically.
Yeah. I
Makes
don't
sense.
know. You Taylor, did you just make a noise? I don't know.
I screamed when
Oh.
he said Premiere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
Damn.
because companies in the industry, they do have that debate of like what should be standard of
Yeah.
like, should it be Premiere, should it be Avid? But for if you want to get into TV or if you want to get into TV editing, I think they're not going to change off of Avid anytime soon because that is guaranteed standards rather
Okay.
than like what would look best. They do use Premiere. They do use Premiere in certain areas. When I was in traffic, when they're processing through footage, they use Premiere to get videos to then put on the system, but they don't use it to actually edit.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Interesting. Interesting.
so
Mm.
they don't use it to edit.
So yeah, so the they use it to compile. So say like you're getting like stock videos online, so like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
from like Getty Images sort of places, or like you're getting segments from YouTube to then go into a news broadcast. You literally they would download them, put them in Premiere, line them up into a timeline, and then they would sort of quote unquote record from that, and then they would put that into their system.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
they're not the primary editors because they're just ingesting through the footage for the editors to use on Avids.
Oh.
Something I learned from my shadowing experiences.
Lovely, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I was okay. The next question is kind of, I feel like it's been answered already, so I don't feel like asking the question. I'll say the
Okay.
question. I'll say the question so everyone knows. Was there a specific time when you wanted to be an editor? I think you. I mean, if you have anything to say.
I mean, okay, so I have answered it being that obviously like when I was 10, all of
Yeah.
those,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. But there was actually a very
Like
key moment
yeah.
in editing for myself. So I did a film course in Hackney Wick
Yeah.
back in, I want to say it was back in 2016 sort of time. And
Oh, wow. Yeah.
it was like it was an ask, or not an ask, but it was like it was a bit trying for me to get on the film course because it wasn't advertised for all ages. It was advertised for like higher education, but I still got on it surprisingly.
Okay.
And it was that 1 year was what got me more interested in editing because a film director slash editor by the name of Alex Z. Taylor was on the film course as well and
Yeah.
helped me with processing through what looked good in terms of editing, or like how to do non-linear editing, sort of like multi-track style, sort of when you're putting clips together. And then I find that one film course experience is one of the many things,
Yeah.
or that like one of the many times in my life which has been quite crucial for my career, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's a very educational and like enlightening moment in editing and just in film and practice and just in general.
Important. I had a question about like, how you get into these like opportunities, like workshops or whatever. What would you say for like, which is going into Taylor's question in a way, unless Taylor wants to say her question. Yeah.
No, we can kind of do it as a joint. So like mine's more about, do you have any advice for young people?
Yeah.
And then I guess Shanika's is like, do you have any guidance of how people can get work experience or just opportunities to
Yeah.
get into any part of the industry?
I
Yeah.
think if you're really interested in editing or you're interested in film in any capacity, then I'd say just films, like try and come up with like a very short film idea, whether it's like a scene or two in your house if you want to. I'd say just if you have chances to film, just do it yourself as much as possible, like because everyone has phones these days with cameras, so it's not
Yeah.
like there's a lack of accessibility, because there's a load of that.
Mm.
In terms of opportunities, I'd say definitely if you're interested in wanting to do workshops, I'd definitely say like look online or look within your area to see if there's any organizations or projects going on that do workshops, or just like keep an eye out for like film-based workshops, even if it's like in like schools and that, because given that schools teach like media studies nowadays, they have like film clubs, I'm assuming, all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I definitely say if you see like a 2-week project to do like a short film, or like you want to just like do it at your house, I'd say just go for it, because like
Yeah.
the best lesson is definitely
The
uh
doing.
the doing, and the sort of the failure of doing, or like not the failure but more so the experience of where you went wrong and knowing where to correct yourself next time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the end of this episode. Thank you, Baylie, so much for your amazing answers to our questions. And the viewers, thank you for listening. I hope this episode provides everyone like some insight to the industry and how to get into the industry, and the advice that Baylie gave towards the end. Hopefully that's helpful. And
so just stay tuned for next time where we discuss part 2 of trauma.